Hey, what is up guys? Welcome back to Predatory Exotics. Today we're finally back together. We are going to be keeping this distance in this video, still following the rules and all that. But today we're going to be comparing the 30x30x45 Exo Terra
and the 30x30x45 Zoom Ed
to see which ones we like, giving you the pros and cons of both. Let's get into this. Now, let's start off with the price. The Exo Terra is going to be retailing at about £70. Now, this does come with a free foam background.
whereas the Zoom Ed is going to cost you around £60 and it doesn't come with that free background, so really they're going to be about the same price.
Now, let's talk about some of the major differences between the two. Starting off, we have the door. As you can see on the Exo Terra, it comes with a dual split door.
Whereas the Zoom Ed comes with a single door, which if you prefer that look, good for you, but it comes with a single lock. You pull it open, and the good thing about this, when you close it, it self-closes, whereas the Exo Terra, when you close that one, you do have to just make sure you've locked it all good and proper.
So on the Exo Terra, as you can see, it has larger ventilation holes. Now, this does make it easy and accessible for cleaning, but it does mean that the humidity will drop slightly less.
So the Zoom Ed tank actually has lots of smaller holes, which actually makes the ventilation a little bit less, which means you can keep it more humid, and the smaller holes mean you don't have to clean it as often because it's harder to actually get dirt inside the ventilation holes.
Now, the next major difference is the mesh on top. As you can see, with the Exo Terra, it has 4 half-moon clips that you have to undo to then remove the mesh. Now this mesh is also a half and half. It is split down the middle with a piece of plastic.
So the Zoom Ed tank actually only has 2 clips at the front and it slides out of the back. So you simply open the front 2 and slip it out. And as you can see, it's only one mesh, which means you've got no chance of any plastic melting if you do choose to put a heat mat over the top of your tank.
Now, let's talk about accessibility for wires. At the back of the Exo Terra, it has 6 holes accessible for wires. Now, these wires are designed to drop down and go underneath the foam. If you choose not to use any wires, it also has these handy slides at the back to cover up those 6 holes.
So the Zoom Ed has the same amount of holes as the Exo Terra. It has 3 on each side, but unlike the Exo Terra, it doesn't have the sliders that protect these holes. So it means if you have a small species, that you do have to cover these holes because it is a possible escape route for your animals.
Now, let's talk about a minor detail with both of these that actually isn't mentioned. It's called a 30x30x45, but is in fact slightly different. These actually measure at a 46.5 by a 32. Now, of course, if you're looking for a specific space, this can be quite misleading.
So again, the Zoom Ed is called the 30x30x45, but it isn't actually 30x30x45. The bottom is 32 by 32, and the height is just slightly taller than the Exo Terra. It's actually 48 centimeters tall.
Now, this can make it quite misleading, especially if you have specific spaces that you're going to want to be putting these tanks in. Now, of course, you may see it online as a 30x30x45, but that is in fact only the glass, does not involve the plastic on top. And it might not fit once your item arrives. So, let's talk about the customization you get with each tank. Now, with the Exo Terra, there's a variety of backgrounds that you can actually choose from. This includes a tiki background, a bamboo background, and also this one you see here.
Whereas the Zoom Ed, it doesn't come with a background, but the background that they provide on their website is actually a cork tile background. This will have to be stuck to the back with an adhesive such as silicone, but they do look very naturalistic.
Now, let's talk about some of the actual things you can keep in this size enclosure. Now, you can keep arboreal spiders, you can keep stick insects, and personally my favourite, the whip scorpion.
Or if you're thinking about keeping reptiles or amphibians, you can keep small micro geckos such as mourning geckos, any of the small day gecko species like the line day gecko, the peacock day gecko, even the gold dust day gecko, they'd be perfect in this small enclosure. You could get a pair of the Williams Eye electric blue day geckos, which are my personal favourite.
Now, if you're instead choosing to house some amphibians, you can keep some thumbnail dart frogs in here, or small reed frogs. So what do we actually currently have planned to use these 2 empty tanks for? Now, this one here, we're going to look into getting the giant leaf insects.
And this zoomed, we're thinking about getting some mourning geckos, which are a parthenogenic species, and we're hoping that they lay some eggs and we get some babies. And the reason we've chosen to put the mourning geckos in this tank rather than that tank is because we're going to do a custom background with the foam and coconut core on it. And then at that point we can cover the small wire holes at the back.
Now, let's talk about a conclusion about which one we actually prefer. Now, I am a big fan of Exo Terra, and I really love this tank. Now, if you were to take this locking mechanism and this mesh and put it on this tank, you'd have the perfect tank for me. But in the end, I'm going to have to choose Exo Terra.
So I also I'm a massive fan of the Exo Terra. I actually have 5 different of their tanks. I've got the Habisphere, the 30 cube, the 30x30x45, got the 45 cube, and the 90 by 45 by 45. And I thought I'd get this because I saw it cheap. It was only £20 on Facebook Marketplace, and I've kind of fallen in love with it. And I'm hoping once it's all kitted out that I maybe get a few more zoomed products, but we'll have to wait and see if any come available.
So, we will definitely be giving you guys more reviews as we gain more tanks in our collection, but we hope you have enjoyed. Now, I hope you subscribe, like, and leave us a comment on what your favourite tank is. Now, also give us ideas on what we can put in here. Those ideas aren't finalised, and so we're always looking for new ideas.
So, from both of us at Predatory Exotics, we'll see you next Friday.
Bye guys. Oh my god, how long were you out there?
All day.
All 9 hours?
Yeah.
Jeez.